Hey, Moto America fans, we've got a special guest here today, Cameron Beaubier. He's now 1 week away from his return to Moto America Superbike racing after 2 years in the MotoGP championship riding Moto2. Cameron, 1 week away. How are you feeling about this? I mean, are you pumped to be back? Are you nervous? Tell us what's going through your head.
Yeah, a lot of things. I wouldn't say we're, quite ready to go, but um I'm so excited just to get back in the Moto America paddock and line up with all the boys at Road Atlanta and yeah, just get back and not even only that, but just, see a bunch of people I haven't seen in a few years. So that'll be really cool. And yeah, obviously we made the announcement this week. It was probably the worst kept secret ever. But yeah, I'm with the Tytler's BMW team, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year. It's gonna be really cool, really challenging year. Just kind of a fresh new challenge, and yeah, just like I said in the press release, I'm just super grateful and super appreciative of Michael Kiley giving me this opportunity with the Tytler's group, and yeah, it's just a great group of guys. And I'm working with Dave Weaver as my crew chief, and Seb and Ferdy as my mechanic. And yeah, they even let me bring over a mechanic from the American racing team. And yeah, we get along great. So Ferdy's living like the American life, and yeah, we have a lot of plans to go ride some mountain bikes and some motocross during the season when he's here. And yeah, but yeah, looking forward to it. I actually just got back from Alabama. We tested at Little Tally the last couple days, and just shaking down the race bikes and getting ready for next week.
Realistically, what are you hoping for at this point? I mean, obviously you'd love to win, but I mean, realistically, how do we start this program? And I mean, the fans are absolutely going nuts because they're like, oh, Cameron's going to instantly race with Jake Gagne. I think I'm smart enough to know that that might not be the case, at least initially. But how do you approach this?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Every time I line up, the goal is to win, here. But I think we got to take it step by step. We tested we tested twice in Buttonwillow over the winter with the Yamaha boys, the Attack boys, and I mean, we just got to be realistic. I saw how fast Jake and Cam were going, and not only just fast laps, but how consistent they can put those laps in. And same with Maddie. I feel like Maddie's made a really good step over this winter with the Westby boys. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, but I'm just excited for it. It's definitely a weird deal for me racing the Yamaha guys, because I've been a Yamaha guy for so many years. And so that'll be a little strange lining up next, alongside of those guys. But yeah, I think I really don't want to put an expectation uh, on where we're going to finish just yet. I just kind of want to get in the mix and get in the battle, and yeah, see where that takes us. But we have been making some progress. The BMW is fast, man. It's really, really fast in a straight line. It's good on the brakes. We just need some more grip out of it, and we need to get the thing to turn a little bit better. So, but it does have some strengths, which is good. I think it's just going to be kind of a step-by-step process to hunt down the Yamaha guys, though.
So you're really looking forward to Road America then?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Road America, maybe Coda, some long straights,
Right.
But yeah, like I said, we've been making some good progress. We went to this track, Little Talladega, which yeah, it's nothing special, but it's actually a pretty fun track. It's a pretty short lap time. It's right under a minute lap time. And I feel like it was good for us because you're doing nothing but throwing the bike left to right. And made some good progress the last time we were there. This previous test wasn't the best because we dealt with rain yesterday. And the first day I didn't get a ton of laps in because we were there's a little something wrong with the bike at the beginning of the day, but like I said, it's going to be a step by step process, and the Tytlers guys have been working so hard. Dave is the shop's down near Dave's house in Florida, and Ferdy's been down there. He's been staying up in Northern California ever since he flew over in February, and he stayed out there the last test with Seb and Dave, and they just been working sun up to sundown. So yeah, they've been working really hard and getting us ready to go for the season. And just hopefully I can repay them with some good results.
Now, going into this, I think Cameron Beaubier, he's got to be a better motorcycle racer now than he was 2 years ago, just based on the fact that Moto2 was like every single lap of every single session and the races was just like an all-out war. So, I mean, not that you didn't try hard before, you obviously did, but is there like a second level that you have to get to race over there? And do you feel like that is going to help you now?
Yeah. I was definitely getting beat up over the last couple of years. We had some great weekends. We had some really rough weekends. It was definitely a roller coaster the last 2 years, but I do think that I added a couple tricks to my bag, I guess you could say. Just riding with those guys, it's hard not to feel like your level has been elevated a little bit. But at the same time, coming back here, everyone's gotten faster too. So it's kind of mixed feelings on that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like over there I learned more. Yeah, I learned how to ride that Moto2 bike more. I had to change my style. I think I just kind of grew as a rider. And I don't know if it's necessarily going to help me on a super bike, especially after coming back and riding a super bike, because I was kind of going back to my old habits at Buttonwillow.
Yeah, I was wondering, would you keep that new style, or do you have to change again?
I'd say I'd like to meet in the middle somewhere, because I really do think I learned some really good stuff on the Moto2 bike, the way you have to ride it. And so I guess time will tell.
Now, you're not the only, in my preview story, I refer to you guys as the old guard, but you've got Tony coming back, and also Heron's moving up to Superbike again. So it's kind of, I mean, it's like everybody's together again.
I know it's going to be cool, lining up with Tony again. And obviously Josh, that's another guy. I think Josh is going to be really strong with that Ducati. That thing is pretty wicked. I think obviously Petrucci, look what he's done over his career, and he came here and he was pretty dang fast, won some races, and when everything was going great, like he could run with Jake here and there. Obviously Jake, when everything was clicking for him, he was super dominant. But I think what they're missing over there was a guy that just has like the track knowledge and has been here for a couple of years, and that's what they have in Josh. So it's going to be a stacked field this year, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and should be good.
The team's relatively new, and you're obviously coming back, but they do have a year under their belt, and they have PJ and Corey coming back to ride as your teammates. Does that help at all? I mean, one's a giant, one's kind of really small, and you're kind of in the middle. Is setups and is any of that stuff come into play, or is it not much of a help at this point?
I'd say yes and no. I mean, just the plain fact of having two fast teammates is good. Corey obviously coming up from Superstock, he rode really good last year, and he's going to be really fast on the Superbike. Obviously, PJ had a really strong end to the year with a couple podiums, and man, if you look at PJ's career over the years, like what he did in Europe and stuff, he's really fast, and he's been fast at the tests also. So I think it's going to be really good having just two fast teammates to compare stuff with and see if they like this or like that, because as the season goes on, we're going to get some parts. We're still waiting on some parts that I think is really going to help this bike. that some the World Superbike guys are using over. I think we're supposed to get some stuff maybe in 2-3 races. So I think it's going to be really good for us to go back and forth and compare on what we like and what we don't. But at the same time, we have really different riding styles. Like I spend a little more time on the side of the tire than PJ. PJ is more of, I'd say he's a little more point and shoot than I am. And I'd say Corey's kind of a mix of that. So yeah, we'll see. But it's going to be good having two other fast guys under the canopy.
Now, I know you've been watching COTA, and last year you went to COTA and you set the lap record and you're on pole position for the Moto2 race. Was that the highlight of your year? I mean, it seemed like it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, Portugal was good too, because I think Portugal, you probably had a podium there until, all hell broke loose. But
I'd say yes. I'd say yes. That was the highlight of my year, because I was at home and in front of my family, and a lot of friends came out for the race. Like that was just such a cool feeling, man. Like that, and especially like it was just so good for my confidence, because that's the one track I know good in the whole series. We get all the races we go to, and it was good for my head just knowing that, like, okay, like when everything's equal, like when like when I know the track, I know like all this stuff, like I can run up front. I can put this thing on pole with these guys. So that was super good for my head. Obviously the rest of the weekend didn't go very good, but I'd say that, and then also being able to ride through the pack at Le Mans. Like I think I qualified. I didn't qualify very good at all. I think I qualified like 18th or something, and then I rode through the pack to battling for the podium and ended up getting a fourth. Like that was a really cool feeling too, just because it's so hard to go through that pack, like qualifying is so important over there. And so yeah, hopefully that lap record sticks, hopefully it rains or something for them tomorrow. And
yeah, there's still a little bit off to rain, so you might be okay. Do you when you watch the first round, obviously, and then this, have you do you miss it?
Yeah, yes. Especially when they got going at the first round in Portugal, especially because, that's a track I did good at last year. That's a track I really liked over there too. And yeah, there was a little salt in the wound, especially because we're sitting around kind of waiting to ride. And I mean, at that time, the season like wasn't going to start until for a month and a half or so. And you're kind of itching to get going. But I know as the season like goes on and we start racing, that's just going to go away. So, right. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see, Sean made it into Q2 last weekend. That was super positive, and Joe's been riding good, and I'm pulling for those boys this weekend.
All right, good. I'm going to ask you one more question and then let you go. And thank you for taking the time to talk to us. So you and Shelby are going to be parents in June. Does that make you more nervous than coming back to race superbikes or not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's
that's the real unknown, right? I mean, you've never done it before. So
yeah. It's funny because, I went to Europe at 27 and still feeling like somewhat young. I'm not old by any means, but I come home and all of a sudden I'm 30, and life's definitely changed a little bit. We got a little boy on the way, and he's due at the beginning of June, and yeah, right around Road America time. And yeah, it's definitely getting real. Like I said before we started this, we went to that 3D ultrasound, and I saw his little face and stuff, and it just got real for me real quick. But I'm looking forward to it so much, man. Especially finding out that it's a boy. I just know like the bond I have with my dad and like brother and stuff, growing up going riding together, and playing soccer, just all the boy or dad son stuff. So that's going to be really cool, and I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, my family's super excited. My parents are super excited to be grandparents, and same with Shelby's parents. And yeah, it was going to be really cool.
Well, your mom's going to want a little girl at some point, so you're going to have to keep going.
Gosh, man. Yeah, Shelby probably will too, but we'll see.
All right, Cameron, thanks a lot. And we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks, man.